Happy Wednesday. Love the Athens, Lil Centers family of Las Vegas forever. This one's for you, Tiffany Johannes. Do you like my natural weight gain? My real blue eyes and my longer hair? Remember when you said you liked my silk Indian dress and I said I'd buy you one? And then you asked for my mother's phone number to call her again? I knew it was suspect. You had never called or talked to my mother. Seemingly, she didn't even know about you. Love, Maria Athens, 3111 Bel Air Drive, 25D, Las Vegas, Nevada, Winchester, 89109 1507. Remember, Scott Centers paid the first time, but I saved up my own money, and I didn't even know you could steal records within legalities until I worked at Vegas Stronger while I made the show. And it's still mind-boggling because I called you not too much after the first initial 6 months or emailed because I worked on my show before, but I wasn't going to air it. And then Scott Center said, why would you want to seal your records? Because I can. And it's still baffling to me that you can look a police officer in the eye, and if they ask you if you've ever been arrested in Homines, Nevada, you can say no. Now, I have to do this fast. So I got these the last time I've had a healthy period, health and wellness, since December. So that brings me to 6 months. And I've always gotten it 3 weeks and 2 to 3 days later since I first started getting my period at 12 years and 11 months, so almost 13. So a lot was going on that I've talked about. The last time I bought, well, these, my therapist got me the first pack. She bought them. It was really nice. The second one was on my 5-year permanent sobriety date. That would be January 13th, 2025 at the CVS or Walgreens on Bonanza, pretty close. And I drove our Jeep, right? And the disgusting, I think, closeted man or getting off on something or he got dirty money for it. He took them like this, who worked there, and he went like this. To like this on the top of them. No, let me shove a tampon up of me. Thank you. Not Maria Centers, Maria Athens. Have a great Wednesday, you. Love, myself, Kalamata, Happy, and Agape Athens, and Lil Randall. We are forever and ever the Athens Lil Centers family of Las Vegas. Fact check, that's my real period, and I'm proud of it for health and wellness. And men want periods too. Mine, it was really effed up for about 2.5 at least years. And it's been healthy now for about 6 months at 47 years old. Thank God. Thank God. Cleansing out all those toxins that Scott Centers and Co. put in me. And my 3, Kalamata, Agape, and Happy Athens, right? Right? Do I need to say anything else? I can clean that up. It's not splattered all over my feet. Nobody's talked about menopause and made fun of me in line lately or smelled like yeast infections and all this other stuff. Disease-free, bitch. You can say bitch. It's a female dog. It's an exciting time with all these criminals, acts, and actors doing all this to me. Stalking me, trying to kill me, beating me up under the auspices of, well, state government, dripping down to local, right? Where will I go next? I haven't even brushed my hair in 3 days or curled it only once for under 5 minutes. What's your past? I don't care if you don't care about mine. Disease-free, bitch. So I should do another one right here. So I was just at the 7-Eleven right on the corner of Charleston and Las Vegas Boulevard. We're facing all of this, going north, and of course that's the sentimental block for Happy and I when we always walk down here. So I went in there and they have these little Cokes, and I didn't really want one, but then I usually don't drink the whole one. I like Coke Zeros better. Never was a Diet Coke person. And I like Dr. Peppers, but I'm actually sick of Dr. Peppers right now. So they had the little ones, but when I grabbed it, it said like Libre or Liter. So I didn't know if it's a little alcoholic one, and it's $1.29. So then they had the big cans, but that's too big because I like cans better than bottles. But the bottles, of course, are 2 for $4.50. So then I went up and it wouldn't take my number. It took me, and I can type with these nails or use my knuckle, even in the worst of times, at 7-Eleven with the, so, you know, my original number that, well, I gave that phone by choice to LVMPD, that's acronym for Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Substation South Central, right from our Regency Towers within the gates of the Las Vegas Country Club. So it's on my business card, it's 202. Now, I got that the day after Agape died. And I wanted to change my number and get away from all these disgusting recovery people, which Scott Centers, well, he supported it. So we went to the T-Mobile right there on, is it Decatur and Rainbow and Charleston next to, there's the Michaels in there and the pet store, Petco. And there's a Rainbow in there, herbally grounded. I got some kratom in there years ago. That stuff is so, I don't know, somebody told me it was a tea. I took it for a couple months and then you can build a tolerance, and it was so hard to get off. My whole body was like shaking. Crazy. Now, Scott Centers was out of town, but when he FaceTimed me, he said he was in Alaska. I held it together. I thought, I can't even explain the feeling of it. And then they say, I've never done heroin, but that it's like a heroin back to me. So then it wouldn't take my number. So then it went through 202-409. I don't want to give it out. It's my work phone number as well. With KPVM Television, I need new business cards because, of course, my last name, well, will always be Athens and never Centers. They say Maria Centers. News anchor reporter for Las Vegas, Pahrump, and Henderson, not in that order. I think it's Las Vegas, Henderson, Pahrump. Back to me. So it said 0 points. So I said, did my name come up? And this little skinny bitch boy, not, you know, I'm not putting down anybody. I don't know, I'm tanner than him. He was like, no, your name isn't recognizable and you have no point. So I said, thank you, and I left. It's an exciting time for, well, real law enforcement and Ms. Athens. They refuse to get off my phone, F the law and all this stuff. So I don't want to put down the Villa Inn because I wasn't doing good out here. And this was mere days before I went to Desert Hope and got sober for life. And it's a huge deal, and a lot of people don't like that truth. And they gave Agape and I room, and her stroller had already broken. She had a 3-prong one, and it had broken. I remember walking from the Silver 7 to the next hotel we got facing south on Paradise, right? And they let us have a room. But all these people, they knew who we were. Oh, it happened in Alaska. Nobody knows who you are. You know, everybody leaves voicemails. Yeah, okay. And then it was like, I didn't ever talk about it in AA or anything. And then they would just say to me, you think you're so much better? And I would say, I think I'm so much worse, right? I hated myself. Thank God I am sober for life. City of Las Vegas make me think he was LVMPD. And they don't stop. They don't stop. There's this one homeless fake guy. He's tall. I don't talk like this. He's dark African American. He has a huge, okay, he's out there like all night. Last night, F, MF this, and the N-word. The whole night. There's mayonnaise out there, dark mayonnaise. Now it's open. There's peanut butter. Now I looked, and they like any attention I give him. Sports Illustrated magazines. Why? So you can whack off to what Henry Ruggs III is, right? So that night, that fateful night, right? Oh, they didn't know who he was, right? Maybe they should have gotten good LVMPD or a good ambulance to stop him from driving. Applause. Now I remember Carson Kitchen. When Agape and I worked at We Care, we walked from Resolutions, it's hot, from Resolutions there, and it was a 12-hour, 16-hour shift. It was $1.50 or $2 an hour, and I pay taxes with the, you know, the form, not a W-2, not even freelance. So there's a Natalie or something, I guess she's urban because she's African American. She complained about Agape being in her stroller because I had to get up at 5:30, and I was only sober 6 months or something, and I distributed the medication and their own cigarettes. If they bought cigarettes, they could only have one pack for 24 hours and all of this stuff. So she complained about Agape, and Agape's a service dog, and she didn't do anything. So we were out of there. And we slept in a bed, and then you had to change the sheets for the next house mom. And I could see, well, our condo from there. And Westgate, where we got engaged. And I'm so over it. I know. So since I'm just so great, Richmond, Virginia sent me right here to Stewart Arms. That's 230 North 11th, Unit 34th Street, Las Vegas, downtown, 89109 Las Vegas, the one and only, to Maria Athens for a credit card offer, not at my permanent address, 3111 Bel Air Drive, 25D like Dynamite, Dick Dog, 89109-1507. That's the Regency Towers. And as some of us know, they wouldn't let me change. Well, my forwarding mail is, I think it's at home, but it's not. And then mail showed up here to Maureen and Maria Athens, and from the USPS right here local, but I'd filled out 2 forwarding mail for only 6 months, not perm, but temporary, but that showed up. But then I got a notice here, just one, that USPS needed, well, another form of identification to forward my mail here. What, a credit card? And there's good people in the Stewart Arms besides myself and Lily. There has to be, right? And then I move in here looking like that, all skinny. And I'm like I said, I'm glad I cut my hair, right? Okay.